Tonight on News 5 Live, Belize's second woman Governor General is installed as Dame Foila Salam. A princely reception for the royal couple in Cahalpech. Prince William and Catherine depart for Jamaica. Chicken prices set to go up amid fluctuating fuel costs. And brothers Ellis and Tyrone Main are remanded for a bail violation. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
Applying for a Social Security sickness benefit? Here's what you need to know. A complete claims package includes 1. Sickness claim form fully completed by the claimant and medical doctor. 2. Salaries record form completed by the employer or HR representative. 3. Proof of bank account such as bank book, online banking, or statement displaying your name and account number. To submit via email, you need to take a clear photo or scan of the documents and email to claims@socialsecurity.org.bz. Be sure to include your full name, social security number, and benefit type in the subject line of the email. Or you can drop off all completed forms into the Dropbox slot at the nearest branch office. Deadline to submit is 14 days from your first day of illness. All forms are available on the website at www.socialsecurity.org.bz. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money. Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, March 22nd. I am Sabrina Daly. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge are in Jamaica tonight. They departed Belize just before midday, concluding their 3-day visit. The royal couple continues its Caribbean tour in Jamaica on the occasion of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebration. News 5's Paul Lopez was at the Philip Golson International Airport to witness the departure. Here is that report.
Their Royal Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge departed Belize this morning after a 3-day stay in the Jewel. The Royal Air Force VIP Airbus has been parked at the Philip Golson International Airport since the arrival on Saturday. Today, the aircraft was prepared for departure long before Prince William and Kate Middleton arrived at the PGIA. The Belize Defense Force marching band positioned itself, followed by a detail of security officers. CEO in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Amalia Mai and the Governor General of Belize, Froela Salam, were there to bid farewell to the Duke and Duchess. Prince William and his wife Catherine traveled from San Ignacio this morning, a 15-minute helicopter ride to the international airport. Before boarding the Royal Air Force VIP bus, the Duke and Duchess expressed their gratitude to the British High Commissioner to Belize, the CEO in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Governor General of Belize, among others. William and Catherine left for the second leg of this Caribbean tour on the occasion of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebration. From Jamaica, the royal couple will be spending some time in the Bahamas before returning to Cambridge. for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Before his departure, Prince William bestowed upon Governor General Forla Salam the Order of St. Michael and St. George. The title was bestowed during an investiture ceremony at the San Ignacio Resort Hotel in Cayo. News 5's Marian Ali has the story.
The Order of St. Michael and St. George, conferred on knighthood of Her Excellency, Forla Salam, is in keeping with the tradition in which previous Governor Generals, as representatives of the Queen, were similarly bestowed. As a result of the knighthood, Her Excellency will receive the title of Dame.
By this proclamation, the Governor General Forla Salam will hereinafter be called Dame Forla Salam. The title is bestowed on people in foreign countries who have given service in relation to Commonwealth or foreign affairs. It brings with it a level of distinction and one that Her Excellency shares with only one other Belizean, former Governor General, the late Dame Minita Gordon.
The most distinguished order of St. George, St. Michael and St. George, to be a Dame Grand Cross, Her Excellency, Dame Forla Salam, Governor General of Belize.
The honor comes less than a year after Her Excellency was installed as Governor General on May 27, 2021. Originally from the village of San Antonio, Toledo, the title also places the Governor General in a class by herself, being the first woman of indigenous background to have made this achievement. The honor came on the occasion of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee on the throne and during Prince William and Kate's tour of Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas in celebration of Her Majesty's milestone achievement. But the Digi was not the only person to be recognized on this momentous occasion. Ralph Feinstein, founder of Benny's Enterprises Limited, received the Order of Knighthood for his contribution to entrepreneurial leadership and will now be called Sir. To mark the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, special commemorative medals with an image of the Queen were awarded to serving frontline members, particularly for their brave service during hurricanes Eta and Iota that flooded much of Cayo, and more recently to those who served tirelessly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Holders of these medals include Lance Corporal Arsenio Coy, BDF Captain and Dr. Jamal Eligio, who himself has been infected with COVID several times, but who has returned to work despite the risks, and Staff Sergeant Thomas Itch for exemplary service during anti-narcotic operations in September of 2018. Prince William also got to take back with him a gift, which is a portrait of him and his wife Kate of that public kiss they shared on their wedding day for all the world to see. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marion Ali.
Following the handing out of the honors, Her Excellency Dame Forla Salam made an official toast to the Queen. Following the investiture, the royal couple was hosted at the Cajalpech archaeological site for a reception by the Queen's representative in Belize, Governor General Forla Salam. With a guest list of approximately 350 government officials, including parliamentarians, municipal leaders, and others, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge were able to engage with them for just over an hour before they retired for the night.
Governor General's reception at the Cajalpech archaeological site was an event fit for royalty. Plaza B was transformed not only to host Prince William and Catherine, but also to celebrate the rich Maya cultural heritage, foods, marimba music, and the reenactment of the blessing of the event by a cacique.
We're all delighted to be the first stop on the royal tour of the Caribbean in commemoration of Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee. Anecdotally, Your Highnesses may find this interesting that this ancient site we will call Cajalpech was in fact the palace of a ruling Mayan family who lived here during the classic period of Mayan civilization. So it's absolutely fitting that we gather in this ancient yet beautiful and sacred spot.
It was during this event that Prince William made a statement conveying the warmest greetings from Queen Elizabeth II, his grandmother. He echoed that Belize remains a jewel.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honoured to convey the very warmest wishes from my grandmother, the Queen of Belize, on the occasion of her Platinum Jubilee. She always speaks so fondly of her visits to Belize, which of course included a memorable stop here at Cayo in 1994. And she may have mentioned something about a gibnut.
Before giving the toast, Prime Minister John Briceño also spoke about climate change and the essence of the Commonwealth.
Your visit to Belize and the Caribbean region reminds us of the ties that binds us as members of the Commonwealth. Our shared values, including our commitment to peace, social, economic, and environmental justice, are among the guiding principles of the Commonwealth, which is living proof that no matter the differences in climate or culture, we can live as one human family.
During his speech, Prince William shared his first visit to Belize at the age of 18 when he did jungle training with Batsub.
Jungle training just after I left school. My overriding memory of that visit was receiving the results of my final school exams, my A-levels, while I was in the jungle. It really was mortifying having my grades read out over a military radio with a whole bunch of soldiers listening in. Thankfully, the results weren't too bad. But our time with Batsub in the jungle today brought it all flooding back. In our short time here, Catherine and I have been lucky enough to witness some of the extraordinary biodiversity that you so lovingly nurture here in your jungles and your reefs. You take your responsibility as custodians of nature very seriously.
Following the speeches, the couple retired for the night. Dwayne Moody for News 5.
During their stop in Hopkins Village for a Garifuna festival, the royal couple also met privately on the beach with marine conservation stakeholders, where information on the Blue Bond and other conservation efforts were shared. Blue Economy Director Beverly Wade was among those persons. While she couldn't disclose all the details, Wade did share that the meeting is expected to create partnerships.
They're very much engaged with the environment. The conversation was all about some of the good things that they're doing globally, some of the things that they appreciate that we're doing in Belize. They were very impressed with what we're doing, and it's good to have them here as a part of the global community that's looking at how we can address issues like climate change and also securing livelihoods, because at the end of the day, the conservation of our natural assets is really to ensure that our people continue to benefit in the long term from it.
The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge visited the British Army Training and Support Unit Belize, BATSUB, on the final day of their Belize tour. There at the Queen's Commonwealth Canopy site in the Chickiebull National Park, Prince William and Kate unveiled a plaque to mark Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee. The visit was a return for Prince William, who has spent time with a special unit in the year 2000. The survival skills Prince William learned back then were put to the test through various jungle survival demonstrations. The survival techniques displayed during the visit were those that are taught to British soldiers who spent time in Belize's jungle as a part of their training. Before leaving, the Duke and Duchess were also able to learn about the cooperation between British Army and various conservation groups, like the Friends for Conservation and Development, headed by Executive Director Rafael Manzanero. That visit lasted approximately 1.5 hours. Coming up, chicken goes up by 9 cents per pound, and a primary school student drowns in the Belize River. Details when we return.
Hello, friends. This is Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "For by one Spirit are we all baptized into the body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we bond or free, and have been all made to drink into one Spirit. For the body is not one member, but many. One of my greatest delights through sharing the gospel in Belize for over 37 years has been that of uniting with fellow believers and pastors of different church groups and denominations and conducting crusades. There's a group of pastors in Orange Walk Town of different denominations who for several years have banded themselves together to stand united in presenting Christ to the lost and promoting unity in their community. I've had the privilege of joining them in preaching crusades there several years in a row. We may all wear different uniforms, but we need to realize we are all in the same army. We fight the same enemy with the same identical weapons under the same commander-in-chief. Our countries and our world is in a terrible condition today, and we cannot allow our differences to divide us. We must find the things that bind us instead of the things that blind us and work together. We don't have to be in perfect unity to win our communities to faith in Christ. Someone once said that you can take a bunch of cats and tie them by their tails and hang them over a clothesline and have union, but you won't have unity. It is true, united we stand, and divided we fall. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Who offers the best home internet experience? The truth is, Digi, of course. Diginet has the largest fiber network and the fastest speeds with the most reliable service. That's more learning, more earning, more gaming, more bonding, more sharing, getting more things done. And now, Diginet is even more affordable with the new entry plan, a 20 megabits per second fiber connection for just $49 monthly, and increased speeds in all plans. The truth is, only Digi has the ultimate home internet experience, with savings up to $270 when you bundle. Wireless and cable can't give you that. So what are you waiting for? Sign up or make the switch to Diginet today to enjoy more speeds to get more done. Digi, our national telecom.
This Easter, you can win big with BEL's customer rewards. To qualify, all your residential or social electricity accounts must have no arrears by March 31st, 2022 to get a chance to win one of 10 Easter packages. A winner will be chosen from each service area. Each Easter package includes a 13-feet portable pool with pump, a Coleman portable grill, an Igloo cooler, and a $200 grocery voucher. Remember, to qualify, all electricity accounts must be cleared and prizes will be awarded to the account holder. For more information, call 0800-BEL-CARE or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Win big this Easter with BEL's customer rewards.
March is Women's Month, and at Brothers Sabet, we're celebrating our Belizean women and their achievements all month long. Women are too often overlooked in typically male-dominated fields, but we want to celebrate the capable ladies who are breaking the bias across the board. From the women at home tackling their own home improvements to our women builders behind new and exciting projects. We want to recognize your power and thank you for all your contributions to Belize. And as a small token of our appreciation, for the entire month of March, we're offering all women 15% off on all items in store so you can keep breaking glass ceilings with high quality products from Brothers Sabet. It's a great month to be a woman and a great time to come into Brothers Sabet and check us out for all your hardware needs. Happy Women's Month, Belize, and let's continue to break the bias.
The cost of chicken is going up by approximately 9 cents per pound by the end of this week. That's the message coming out of the Belize Poultry Association tonight after some 6 weeks of deliberation. Manager Armando Cayo says that the adjustment was necessary due to the rising fuel prices on the world market and, of course, the economic impact that the conflict between Ukraine and Russia has been having on commodities. Cayo says that the move was critical to save the poultry industry.
More a price adjustment than one price increase. I know some people and say, well, the price still gone up, no? Yes, but given the circumstances under which the industry is operating, and given the economic circumstances under which everybody knows the world is in, prices have been going through the roof on a lot of commodities. And our industry, more than anybody else, has felt it at all levels. It's not only one item, but all the items that we use to grow, process, and market the chicken is having an impact on the price adjustment. Because when you look at it, the plastics that we use, the restricted plastics that we use to market our produce has gone up. The trays on which our products go out, prices have gone up. The prices of fuel is a factor. The prices of fertilizers is a factor. Basically, the price of everything, even electricity supply.
Now, poultry is not exported, and it is estimated that 104 pounds of chickens are consumed per capita annually. The Belize Poultry Association manager, Armando Cayo, says that the adjustment should not be used as an opportunity to price gouge. This, he says, occurred during the last adjustment, when the cost per pound of chicken went up by 8 cents.
Even though we're doing the adjustment, let us not try to be gouged by other people who are out there, who are intermediaries in the process, who buy bulk and then sell it to you on a retail level, and then you in turn sell it to your end consumer at a higher level. If the price of chicken, let's say for example, goes up 10 cents a pound, when you serve a plate of rice and beans, you don't sell a pound of chicken on that plate of rice and beans. So don't use that as an excuse to say, well, I care up the price because the price of chicken gone up. We've heard that before with the last increase that we did, and hoping that things would have gotten better and we will be able to readjust the price downwards. Now we are being faced with an upwards adjustment. But we're asking our people out there who consume the product to be patient with us. It's not something that we intentionally are doing or trying to gouge more money out of your pocket. Rather, what we're trying to do is save the industry.
A child drowned in the Cayo district on Monday afternoon. Rebecca Thompson, a primary school student from San Ignacio, was reportedly in the care of her godmother, Mary Arnold, in Carmelita Gardens. Rebecca's mom, Marina Vidal, and her dad had reportedly traveled to Belize City that day. Upon their return, Vidal received a call from Arnold requesting that she take a cab over to Arnold's home in Carmelita Gardens. There, she was given the heartbreaking news about her daughter, Rebecca. Here is what Vidal had to say, courtesy Pandy Show.
When you reach home, just let me know. When I have arrived to San Ignacio, I messaged her and I told her I have just arrived. She said, just come over now. And I'm asking where? He said, to my house. He said, but don't bring it to other kids. I think you don't want to bring them, So I never have that in my mind that something like that would happen. So I told my husband about it, and he said, did she speak to you like nervously or something like that? I don't know. He told me call her back. So I called her and I told her, my husband asked me to ask her if everything is okay with our daughter. So I called her back and I asked her, I tell her, Miss Mary, that's her name. Miss Mary, is everything okay with my daughter? I told her. She said, just come over now, take a taxi and I will be waiting for you. So I was like, I don't know what happened. Maybe my daughter broke something, I never expected what I was going to go and see. So when we take the taxi, we arrived there. When we arrived at her house in Santa Familia, she was at her home with other neighbors. And when I came out of the taxi, I saw her by the veranda. She was cleaning her face. And she told us, me and my husband, to have a seat. My husband did sit down. When I came in, I was looking around on the veranda and I see dark. no? So I asked her, where exactly is Rebecca? What happened to my daughter? She held my two hands and she started to cry. And I was, where is my daughter, Miss Mary? I told her. And she couldn't tell me about it. One of her neighbors told me what happened, and I couldn't stand no more.
Mary Arnold, the godmother, also gave the Pandy Show her account of what transpired. According to Arnold, Rebecca was swept away by rushing waters. She says after she picked Rebecca up from school on Monday afternoon, they decided to go swim in the shallow parts of the river nearby. What happened next was unexpected, she says.
I said, okay, let's go to the river for a few minutes, and she grabbed her towels and her little duck, and we went to the river, and this was maybe 4 o'clock, and then we went down to the shallow end, and we started playing and splashing, and then she didn't see her duck, and she wanted to go after it. I said, no, just leave it. It's just a toy. Come here. And next thing I know, she's in fast water. You know, we were in still water. We were in water that she could stand up in, and then all of a sudden, she just swept away. I realized that she was in fast water, and I tried to go after her, and I just kept falling, and so I knew I had to get some help because I wasn't going to be able to get her.
Arnold says she left the river to get help. When help arrived, Rebecca had already gone under. She was removed from the river with the help of some nearby resident. After the break, the Bannock Street siblings, Ellis and Tyrone Main, appeared before the lower court. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
So at a year and a half, it was then that I was told that I need to be keenly with my son, because it could be both ways. It could turn out to be acting like a girl, having a male organ. And I maybe put my mind to it that whatever you want to be like it say, make it be. Being a mother and a Christian at the same time, I will stand on the words of God. I can't change what my son is. I only could encourage them to do what God has planned. So he was a blessing from my baptism. And if this was the child that God gave to me, then I need to love him and continue loving him until the day I die. That's my son.
Do people actually hear from God? Are there really angels and demons? Okay, now that's just unbelievable. In our next series, we're going beyond the Google search and facing the tough questions. It's time to take on the skeptic and eliminate the doubt. From inconceivable to unimaginable, we're talking about the Bible's most unbelievable truths. Every second of this series will be worth your while. Believe it or not.
Hello, welcome to Samsung's awesome experience right here in Belize. Come check it out. Not sure which Samsung Galaxy A series is right for you? Touch, play, and learn about your device before you buy. Once you've purchased your device, you can now benefit from the full Samsung service experience. Your phone is covered by a 1-year local warranty. This includes manufacturer defects and software and hardware issues caused by the manufacturer. Enjoy your phone with peace of mind knowing that your Galaxy is protected. And when your warranty expires, you can still bring it to our certified Samsung Repair Center. Our technicians will diagnose and repair your device with Samsung original parts and machinery. Enjoy the Samsung experience when you shop at any of our authorized partners countrywide, including Cellular World, Digi, Odette's Home Center, the Barrow, Tropigas, and Quartz. Join the Samsung experience in Belize today.
Staying connected with your loved ones while traveling is even more important during this global pandemic. With Digi, this is even easier and more convenient with our data roaming plans. Postpaid customers have instant access to mobile data within 41 destinations worldwide. With 3 affordable plans, starting at only $28, it's easy to instantly connect via your favorite digital platform. To purchase your data roaming plan, contact Digi before your travel date. If you are already abroad, you can contact us via email at digihelp@livedigi.com or via WhatsApp at 608-8888. For more information, visit our website at livedigi.com/digicell or visit a Digi store near you. You can roam, stay safe, and stay connected with Digi.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Benny's. Celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
Brothers Ellis and Tyrone Main are behind bars again, this time for breaching the conditions of their bail, while their brother Shaquille, who is also in violation of his bail, is nowhere to be found. The two brothers who were out on bail on a charge of being a member of a gang that was brought against them 2 years ago violated the terms of their bail when they failed to appear before the magistrate's court on March 18th. News 5's Marian Ali has the story.
The allegation is that the siblings absconded Belize and were intercepted trying to cross in the U.S. via the U.S.-Mexico border. But the prosecution could not prove this in court this morning when the only pieces of evidence it presented were computer printouts of transfer orders when the duo was allegedly handed over from Mexican to Belizean authorities. Those copies had no certification of a commissioner of the Supreme Court or a justice of the peace, and one of them did not bear the signature of the Mexican official. But according to their attorney for that case, Norman Rodriguez, the pair had gone to Chetumal to purchase medication for Ellis's sickly 5-year-old daughter. And while in Chetumal, they were intercepted and taken into custody, prohibiting them from making it back to Belize in time to meet their court date.
This matter has been in the court for like 2 years or a little more, and they've always been here. But they missed this one appearance, and a bench warrant was ordered for them. At the time the bench warrant was ordered, they were in immigration. They were at the immigration post in Corozal. Apparently or allegedly, they had been transferred to Belize from Chetumal, where they had gone for a short visit. They were brought into Belize City, and yesterday an application was made by the prosecution for them to be remanded to the Hattieville prison until their trial date. No evidence was brought in this application to show that they intended, in fact, to even show that they were abroad. Because the evidence brought, the prosecution attempted to ambush us, which is something that is not tolerated in law. And we stood up against that, and we made objections, and those were successful. So there was no evidence. The evidence that the prosecution attempted to bring were photocopies of documents unauthenticated. The only evidence that was elicited in court is that the officer went to Orange Walk, received 2 people from another officer who had brought them from Corozal, but that was, as far as I'm concerned, hearsay because there was no tangible evidence to support that.
But while the magistrate Tricia Pitts Anderson could not revoke their bail since it was granted at the Supreme Court level, she did remand them to prison to ensure that they do make the next court date before the magistrate's court for a new charge brought against them, contempt of judicial order, a charge to which they pleaded not guilty and for which they must now appear before the court on April 5th. Their attorney for this new case is Leroy Banner. Marian Ali for News 5.
The great cannabis debate continues in various sectors of society, including the church community, notwithstanding a new iteration of a piece of law being presented before Parliament in the last 2 weeks. While the National Evangelical Association of Belize, NEAB, has made known its views on the legislation of cannabis, the Catholic Church has also come forward with its position on the controversial issue. Father John Robinson delivered a message on the Cannabis and Industrial Hemp Control Licensing Act 2022.
Pleasant good day to all of Belize. My name is Father John Robinson, and I'm a Catholic priest serving the Diocese of Belize City in Belmopan here in Benque Viejo at Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish. I address you today because of a grave concern that will negatively affect Belize in the near future if the Cannabis and Industrial Hemp Control and Licensing Bill 2022 is passed. This bill would legalize the growth, production, distribution, and sale of marijuana throughout the entire country of Belize. People have asked if the Catholic Church has a position on this bill. The answer is yes. And the position can be found in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, which is the official teaching of the Church. I quote, "The use of drugs inflicts very grave damage on human health and life. Their use, except on strictly therapeutic grounds, is a grave offense. Clandestine production of and trafficking in drugs are scandalous practices. They constitute direct cooperation in evil, since they encourage people to practices gravely contrary to the moral law." End quote. Legalizing marijuana does not change the immorality of drug use. That which is immoral harms both the person and society. What legalizing marijuana will do is sets up a contradiction between God's law and man's law. Increases its use throughout the country, including among youth. It will lower the moral standards of the country. It will increase violence throughout Belize. It will impact tourism, making Belize less family-friendly. The black market will actually grow, and other drugs will be more abundant and available. It will increase corruption within government. It will increase addictions. It will produce health complications for many Belizean users. Additionally, this particular law would in effect create a new drug cartel in Belize. The cartel would in fact be the government of Belize, who would produce, distribute, and control the drugs. It may well be that the masterminds of this bill have the best of intentions. However, the real cost of this bill has not been factored into the equation. We only need to look at our neighbors to see the devastating effects drugs have on society. The Mexican drug cartels have transformed vast parts of Mexico into war zones. Much of the violence in Guatemala can be attributed to drugs, and much of the violence in Belize City can be attributed also to drugs. The U.S. has more recently legalized marijuana in various states. It has had devastating results. I traveled through California recently, one of the richest places in the world, and a place that legalized recreational marijuana back in 2016. It is now unrecognizable, with homeless people living in the streets, in parks, along train tracks. Many, or perhaps most of them, addicted to drugs. I was recently contacted by a close friend from college. His son died a few months ago from a drug overdose at the age of 17. Last year alone, over 100,000 people died from drug overdose in the United States, and most of these were young people. I pray that our leaders will reconsider this bill. The real cost of this bill will not be measured in dollars and cents, but rather in the loss of wrecked lives, especially of our youth. I would ask parents, if we cannot stand up and say no to this bill, how can we expect our children to say no to drugs? May God bless you.
Moses Shine Barrow, the leader of the opposition, received an honorary doctorate degree in humane letters at the University of Liberia. Barrow was in Liberia to give the commencement speech at the university. Here's a snippet from the speech he delivered.
The clutches of inhumane slavery and return to their motherland to create a nation of free human beings, which we should all be. We all have the inalienable right to freedom and liberty and pursuit of happiness. And Liberia represents that against all odds, stolen from their homeland and trafficked to this new world of inhumanity and perversion. They returned to their land by the grace of God and created a nation of freedom. So you, my friends, should celebrate, because you're a beacon of light to the nations.
Just ahead, what does the royal visit mean for tourism? But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
contamination of water we all depend on is a very urgent issue. As Belize's popularity and industries grow, challenges increase. In this episode, we will examine the issue of water pollution in Belize. pollution is the contamination of water bodies, usually because of human activities. Water bodies include lagoons, rivers, aquifers, and oceans. On the marine side, the discharge of sewage and bilge water from cruise ships and other live-aboard vessels, in combination with unregulated development of coastal areas, has led to the degradation of marine ecosystems such as mangroves and coral reefs. Our inland waters are facing their own challenges. As agricultural development increases, pesticides, fertilizers, and waste products are running off into rivers. Increased river traffic from boat tours and sugar barges adds to the already stressful conditions of the freshwater ecosystems. In addition, companies that collect sewage sometimes dump the waste right into the waterways. Additionally, in densely populated areas like Belize City and Orange Walk, poor sewage designs result in the contamination of groundwater and of water bodies by both sewage and wash water. In many cases, homes and businesses dump their wastewater directly into drains, which leads to rivers and the sea. Wastewater, detergents, and petroleum collect in drains that empty into waterways, such as the New River and the Belize River. This, along with the runoff and discharges from the agricultural and industrial businesses, have been inadequately monitored and enforced. The answers to overcoming water pollution issues are fourfold: improved infrastructure, adequate treatment, increased legislation and monitoring, and of course, changing our habits for the better. While it is urgent that better management on a policy level is needed, there are a few things we can do at home to help. Ensure proper treatment systems are installed for all wastewater at your home and business. Don't dispose of oil from your automobiles or cooking and household detergents down the drain. And lastly, minimize the usage of chemicals and fertilizers and report any dumping into waterways to the Department of the Environment. The government has recognized the threat of inadequate liquid waste management and is working toward goals of reducing and reversing its effects. For more information on what's being done about water pollution and ways you can help, visit our website at doe.gov.bz. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
The Royal Tour is also a huge platform for tourism. During their visit to Belize, their Royal Highnesses, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, were able to immerse themselves in the rich culture and biodiversity of Belize. Here's a recap of their stay during the first stop along the Caribbean tour. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
While they were here on official duties, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge scheduled some personal time in the south and west of the country. Their trip to South Stand Creek allowed them an opportunity to dive into and experience the underwater wonders of the Caribbean Sea.
Really fantastic to see the underwater environment here in Belize and what wonderful work they've been doing to protect the coral and the fish life. Belize's work on marine protection is world leading, which is crucial when you're protecting the world's second largest barrier reef, and in fact it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And it's clear to see that Belizeans value their environment, whether it's the marine environment or the land environment. And it's great to see that their commitments are going further and further, and we should support them and value their efforts to protect both the marine and the land environments.
While in the south, Prince William and Catherine were hosted at Jaguar Reef Lodge in Hopkins. When it comes to the host hotels over the 3 days, one in particular was overjoyed to welcome the royal couple, having hosted the Queen herself back in 1994. The San Ignacio Resort, located in the heart of that western town, currently boasts a wall filled with photos of that previous royal visit. This time around, the couple stayed in the newer wing of the resort. but there was much nostalgia among the older staff who worked both events as they welcomed and bade farewell to the royal couple.
There you go.
A scoop of about 40 photojournalists traveled along with Prince William and Kate to document the Caribbean tour to celebrate the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, having reigned for 70 years. While they covered the various events, they have done the research in the country and were ready to experience what Belize has to offer.
You know what? This seems like an absolutely beautiful country from what we've done our research. I'm very, very much looking forward to it.
One of the things that stayed with me was that they actually mentioned it's good to be here to actually experience it, to feel it, and to not just hear about it or to read about it. And so we're hoping that their experience in Belize will be long-lasting.
I think if you look over the last couple of days, you really will see an excellent display of what Belize is. And, you know, just the places that they've visited. They've been to the south, you know, visiting archaeological sites. I know this morning they went to Caracol. So a really good cross-section in a really short visit. So I feel that they've got a good whirlwind tour of Belize. That's excellent.
The CEO in the Ministry of Tourism and Diaspora Relations, Nicole Solano, says that the level of exposure that the country is receiving will see us tap even further into the UK tourism market.
Regardless of you know, how everything turns out, the fact that they're here in Belize and the coverage that we're getting from all of these international media houses, we can't, it's publicity that we couldn't possibly pay for. So just to have our local media as well together with the international media covering the event has been tremendous for us from a tourism perspective.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
As we reported earlier, Prince William and his wife Catherine are in Jamaica tonight. They arrived on the island around 2 p.m. The Duke and Duchess were greeted by Jamaican government officials on the tarmac, where a brief ceremony was held. The royal couple then paid a visit to the Queen's representative in Jamaica, Governor General Sir Patrick Allen, and his wife, Lady Allen. During their visit, the Duke and Duchess are facing opposition from Jamaican protesters who wants an apology from the royal family for slavery. We will continue to follow. This afternoon in Belize City, athletes in several disciplines participated in the Queen's Baton Relay. They cycled and ran through the principal streets of the old capital as Belize joins 71 other countries that are part of the Commonwealth of Nations. The relay culminated at Battlefield Park around 3 o'clock, where a brief ceremony was held. News 5's Isani Cayetano reports.
The 16th official Queen's Baton Relay made its way through Belize City today as part of a marathon tour across all 72 nations and territories of the Commonwealth. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II placed her message to the Commonwealth into the baton, kicking off the relay on October 7, 2021. The Belize Olympic and Commonwealth Games Association was on hand to receive the stick passed by the relay team.
The Commonwealth Games is not as well known obviously as the Olympic Games. So the Commonwealth Games is probably the second largest motorsport game in the world. There are 72 nations that participate. This baton goes through all 72 countries. It started at Buckingham Palace last October. It's already been through all of Africa, most of Asia or all of Asia. It left from Australia and got to Belize. Now it goes into the rest of the Americas, in the islands of the Caribbean over the next couple of months, and then makes its way back to the Birmingham Games.
The collective journey of the Queen's Baton will ignite hope, solidarity and collaborations as it connects communities, embraces unique cultures, and shares inspirational stories.
For the event today, what we did, we had the Cycling Association and some other cyclists start by Map Street and Northbourne Street, ride down Northbourne Street, come over Swing Bridge, down Albert Street, where we had runners from mainly the Softball Association. They ran it up to Brody's Hardware, where we handed it over to some kids from the Inspiration Center. And then everyone came over to Battlefield Park, and it was handed over to the Deputy Mayor, Alan Pollard.
While Belize is just one leg of the intercontinental tour, that baton is expected to pass through other countries that are former British colonies, with the British monarch as their head.
So from here, it'll go to Guyana, and by middle of May, it'll reach Canada, and from Canada it goes back over the Atlantic and to the Isle of Man and various other territories there, concluding at the Birmingham for the Commonwealth Games, the beginning of the Games, which will be July 25th.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.
Coming up, celebration of World Water Day. Stay with us.
Messi. Off goal, what a goal from Leo Messi. What an incredible strike from Leo Messi. Neymar and Messi is standing over this. Messi. Off goal, what a goal from Leo
Great entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Download the SmartStream app on the Android Play Store and create your account to get access to movies and stream at home or on the go. Prepaid customers can purchase regular data packages or get a discounted rate on a special SmartStream package by dialing 7737. Postpaid customers will be billed monthly. Never miss a movie again with SmartStream.
Established by the United Nations in 1993, World Water Day celebrates water and raises awareness. Of the 2 billion people currently living without access to safe water. A core focus of the day is to inspire action towards Sustainable Development Goal SDG 6, water and sanitation for all by 2030. This year's theme is groundwater, making the invisible visible. Out of sight and under our feet, groundwater is a hidden treasure that enriches our lives. While it is invisible, the impact of the visible in Belize and around the world.
World Water Day actually started from the convention, the UN convention at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in 1992. And since after, it has been a celebration throughout different countries, and so everyone is celebrating this Water Day in March 22nd. And so why it is important for Belize or for the world? Because water is a resource that is essential for our survival and also for the ecosystem to function.
Talk to us about the ecosystem in the context of, for instance, the New River and the issues that that tributary has been facing as a water resource.
Okay, so we have seen from news from the past that there has been this problem in terms of contamination in the New River at Orange Rock District, and residents over there has raised the concern that it provides bad odor and also the color change in the river itself, and they have observed animals' death, for example, the crocodiles and the fish. For this reason, we, Belize Audubon Society, as a conservation entity, we try to do or perform or come with different activities that can help in the protection of not just the flora, but also the fauna.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.